Welcome to Flourishing Flame, from burning out to burning bright with therapist and coach Leah Brown. Are you a people helper or caregiver, feeling overwhelmed, distant, cynical, and crispy around the edges? Join me to defeat burnout by learning how to manage stress and create deep connective relationships with others so that you can pursue your calling, providing light and warmth to those around you. Hello and welcome to the podcast. My name is Leah and I am thrilled to be with you today. In the last several episodes, I've been talking to you about your uniqueness and how you are unlike any other person on the face of the earth, that you are unique in your personality, you're unique in your experiences, and you're unique in your values. In the last episode, I started talking to you about values. It's really one of my favorite topics because understanding it can make a huge difference in helping us to do the things we need to do. As I was preparing for this episode, I got stuck and thinking about how I wanted to share this episode. I really wanted to start by giving you an amazing example of how you can use values in your own life. Then it hit me. I started laughing to myself. Of course, I can do for myself what I'm telling you to do to help me to move from feeling stuck and frankly overwhelmed to moving myself into flow and accomplishing my task. In this case, the episode you're listening to right now. So stay tuned and I'll lay it out for you. So what are values? As I mentioned before, a value is a personal principle or standard of behavior, one's judgment of what's important in life. I want to give you a few examples of what are values. Individuality and uniqueness is a value. Desiring to be different from the norm. Celebrating personal traits. Gentleness and compassion is a value. Treating others with concern. Looking out for the emotional well-being of those around you. Fun. Motivated by personal enjoyment. Energized by activities that are pleasurable. Fairness and justice. Desiring consistency and equal opportunities for all, advocating for those who are oppressed. Beauty, appreciating aesthetics, seeking out ways to celebrate and highlight pleasing sights or sounds. Nature, enjoying time spent outside and in natural settings. Legacy, desiring to make a mark on future generations, striving for lasting impact or significance. We all have different things that we value, and being able to have a list of values with some definitions can help you to see what are the things that are important to you. Often our top values are so fundamental to us that we're surprised when other people don't see them as their top values. For example, if you have a value of peace and harmony, in which you strive for calm relationships and are motivated to resolve conflict in situations, you would feel like it's normal for everyone to value that too. You would feel tension with others sooner and to a greater degree than someone who does not have that as a value. Likewise, if you value efficiency, getting tasks accomplished well and quickly with few hangups, utilizing resources and people well, it would be odd to you for someone to take a longer route to finish a task when they could just get it done. Our values are like the currents and our motivation. Last week, I was talking to a group of some elementary school kids, and we were talking about Lewis and Clark and how most of their journey westward was moving against the current of the rivers they traveled in, which contributed to their journey taking more time and effort. When we're moving in alignment with our values, our lives and work feel smoother and take less effort, like going with the current. When we're operating in a way that's contradictory to our values, there is tension and it feels uncomfortable. We can feel this tension when we're working with someone with different, sometimes conflicting values from ours. Like if someone values flexibility and they're in a personal or working relationship with someone who values predictability and structure, there can be some tension between the two of them. or it can be internally conflicting. Like, I have a value of achievement. I'm motivated by getting things done. And I'm also motivated by excellence. And I value doing my best and not settling for mediocrity. And so those two values sometimes work really well in tandem with each other. But sometimes, like even today, my value for excellence can get in the way of my value of achievement and can create tension in myself internally with which thing is it that I need to put as a higher level of value. And you can use those values to help you to do what you need to do. There are a few ways to do that. One way that you can use your values to help you is to set yourself up for success. Knowing your top values can help you when you have to make a decision in life. You can use them to help you select activities, jobs, and social situations that will help you to be successful both in the short and the long term. As an example, I would imagine that it may be difficult to be a youth programs director at the YMCA if your top values are predictability and structure and quiet and solitude. Just like it might be hard to be a website coder who values nature, community, and adventure. If you find yourself in a place where you are unable to honor your values in what you do, then it would be really important for you to create avenues outside of that primary work for honoring those values. Hi, friends. I have a special gift for you. On my website, leahlittlebrown.com, I have a free resource, a list of values. Over the last several episodes, we've been talking about what makes us unique, and part of that is the things that we value. This value list, it's about 50 different values with the word and then a definition of what that means. I would love for you to get a copy of that list, identify some values that are important to you, and let me know. You can contact me through my website or you can send me an email. Check it out and let me know what you think. Another way you can use the understanding of your values to help you is to acknowledge them. When we understand what our top values are, we're able to acknowledge the tension that exists when we're operating out of alignment with them. Either because honoring one means not honoring another, like my example of achieving a goal, even if it's less than excellent, or having to rework your schedule at the last minute to accommodate a major change when you value predictability and structure. Sometimes acknowledging the tension is enough to create the necessary reduction of that tension for you to be able to move forward. The third way that we can use our understanding of our values to help us is by leveraging those values. Let's say you have a goal of being physically active. If nature is an important value for you, you can use the value of nature to choose the things that get your body moving outside in a way where you're experiencing nature to a greater degree. Maybe you go hiking instead of working out at the gym. Or if community is a high value for you, then maybe you participate in a class or join a team instead. Maybe solitude is important for you, and so you incentivize yourself with a walk to get alone time. It's the same goal, but I just gave you 3 different ways to leverage values to help you to accomplish that same goal. We can take something that we need to do and link it to a value and use that value to help us gain the motivation that we need to complete the task. This week, I worked with a client to help her find her top 5 values. One of them was a value of balance. Right now, she has many competing priorities that are causing her to feel tension. By using her value of balance, we were able to identify the things that will help her to feel like the other categories are being addressed. We were able to identify a few simple tasks that she could do. One of them was putting a date on the calendar to make a decision about when she was going to do a project. This honored her value of balance and giving time to these other things that are going on in her life. which reduced the background noise that she was feeling, hearing in her life. And it allowed her to tackle and complete a major project that was on her plate. I followed this in helping me craft how I wanted to share this information with you. I was feeling tension around getting it done with excellence. So I went through a value exercise that I've done countless times with clients and even several times on my own to look at what was motivating me to dig in and to move in alignment with my values. I would like to walk you through this exercise. You can go to the notes for this episode, and there's a link to a free copy of the PDF list of values that I use. Or you can go to my website, leahlittlebrown.com, and look in the resources tab. I want you to identify the values in the list that are the most important to you. And then I want you to go through and identify those that are important to you, but maybe not the most important. And then I want you to identify the ones that are not that important to you. There are people that find peace and harmony as a very important value to them, and people that find independence, freedom, and choice as an important value to them. And there are other people that say, that's a good thing. Those are good things, but neither one of those are super important to me. And that's okay. Everybody is an individual. And so I want you to identify out of that list of your most important values, what are the top 5 for you personally? This will allow you to really narrow in on what is motivating for you. And being able to have those top 5 and maybe write them down and put them in a place where you can see them. I have a paper planner. I love paper planners. And I have them written down in my planner. When I have clients and we do this exercise, I write it down so I know what are the things that are motivating to them. Once you have those 5, you can use them to set yourself up for success. You can use them to acknowledge where you feel tension in your life. You can use them to leverage them to help you to do the things that you need to do. When I went back and I looked at my values and I looked at the list of values, it just helped me to really focus in on one of my other top values that I hadn't mentioned to you earlier, which is a value of intentionality and consideration. This means thinking of others first and making the effort to connect with and support others. It helped me to really narrow in on what is it that's important for me to share with you that would be immediately applicable to help you to reduce your stress and to contribute to your becoming more resistant to burning out. It helped me to get out of my head and to refocus on you and how to support you best. If this episode was beneficial to you, then I would love to hear about it. Would you please write a review and leave it so that I can see how it's benefiting you, but also other people can find the show too. My goal is for all of us to continue to grow and understanding ourselves better, understanding what makes us unique, and understanding how we can use those things that make us unique to better serve the people that are in our lives. I really appreciate you taking the time to listen today, and until next time, thank you for joining me today. If this episode added kindling to your flame, please leave a review and pass it on to a friend who could use some encouragement. You can connect with me and find additional resources at leahlittlebrown.com. Now go forth and burn in all your brilliance.